nye adwuma emfama na daakye se woni ho no mo a ebusua no womo ani anyo womo tototo senate say ne obi a wo ye contributor na oni womo aye adwuma ache bia ne se wo free mu a wabusua abeja womo ewachire no womo ebetua de friend survivors benefit e de ama womo said de be ya betimi aboa ma womo nso womo abraba womo ebo no womo betimi akoso aye ne yie na etimi ahye wo nso wani monyam eno nti there is a lump sum Senate for ebe calculate on your demise na afi womo ahwe the number of years a wa contribute to Senate na afi womo tua se sika no e de ama wabusua say ye o ma say ye o yere say ye wabusua ana wo dofo bi no Senate ebe ye ne sa said ye wo pese womo eye ne na anopai fa wo ho hyem na we ebe boa atake charge of eniema bebre a ebesi ewo eye uwo echi anopai bora eye Senate branch biemo na woni womo eni enkomo omo numbers no 0302 611 622 0302 611 622 na woni eye Senate eni enkomo they deliver on their promise and pay be a member of Senate na also contribute ma men kwa homane so na meni obapa efia eni enkomo our parliamentary correspondent na anope yemi say e na ekoso ewo eye mrashabegam. Hello, good morning efia just saying.
Good morning, speaker. Yami adom na also
erade adom ben so be ho ye pa enti ma yeni nkomo anope hefa within the premises of Parliament and wujina na ede na ekoso anope
yo me mo bibera kwa ba e de ba eye enkan pumpuni mansem na sebejefie se wo hwe mechi hanum se ya aha na ye Parliament House na mo my sense o mo ye renovations e wo honom nti ene anasa ye resume ye section we no ye nye adwuma wo honom enti ye de adwuma de ni nyina ababepie mo e wo ye conference center me no e kata no na Mr. Speaker me ma me kata enye tensin na be ye mega kwani e ma eye ye resume ye no ye nya ne ntiese eye members of parliament ni be omu MPP ni NDC no omu de omakunya no ato se omu ko independent ni na ne se primary so omu ko ye no omu ntimi anwi ni anase omu ndi nkunimu nti omu ankasa omu to mu wanti wo se omu ko akofale as independent candidate na omu akokojina mu say ento mo so aba na omu ntimi mbe ye mehwebege for endi enfa mama omanfo mu wo eye omu bro no eso na enama no so ema eye minority leader honorable Ato Forson editor speaker enim say nkofo ya budi omakunya to so omu ko independence no ade e was speaker of parliament endi come omu sit ni vacant ema speaker eye ne sa pepepe na answer na before speaker be declare sit ni vacant no eye honorable Afenyo Market echo court the injunction to ruling to say na be ya omu ntimi and declare sit ni vacant na mom anye adwuma and my no so emma speaker to declare sit ni vacant Thursday no na Thursday na sama jumede ni nyina ebeko na wie ni say ye ni edi etwa sama speaker of parliament declare sit ni vacant no emma majority for na say MPP for no stage workout omu pie emma speaker de onu ni koso edi ni jumede and na ye de pon ye nti Friday ye nti na mba adwuma ye ho no mo to o mo safo ye say ye mba mbesene na omu ko Supreme Court na ekopie no mo sakoye ema chief justice tukonu e ka say ensema speaker editu ja no wo mo so mo timi hwem na de na mom obesese anka mo ntwintwan so na fe de onu no hwehwe nyama ba komienu mansa na so mo betimi a declare it ni vacant na so mo ntimi declare ni vacant na fe de be ko so bia no atoso e ba ne say minority for na sisi mo na mo ye majority no omo ka say Supreme Court amani ruling there. Nemo manyo amone ne wo eye parliament hanum say. Nti omo de nsema eye speaker of parliament editi jana no mo omo de be yejuma. Nti me no ka say omo so omo ye majority. Na eye MPP for no eye minority. Na ne de eye that so kwa Ghana for any area chairman nyina omo de omo ni nyina eba be kire mu ewo eye speaker of parliament. Me na be ma ye be pie mo hanum say no. MPP ni bi aba be pie mo hanum say. Both majority and then minority. Omudi omujuma na mom baby dom na na certain sinasia ye proceedings no. Me no ka say dey obia enye ntimi wremu. Na mom say udu weni ekwokyere eye parliament ankasa baby eye old place na say parliament house na. Don't say supporters of MPP for other be pim mo say omo se branded t-shirt no eni eye honorable anodom pre ene yewura baomia ena design no ede omanima omoso ewa hanim say enti mi pamu no yebewura mu na afode ye ne MPC ni bi atete nkomo na mu mansa na yebewura mu ama ye ne MPC ni bi atete nkomo no ye sem shoni Mr. Besi ewa hanim say ya ono no supporters na ewo ho maybe say supporters no mobile no asemben omoso denti na de omo bepe mu ha say ni de members of parliament for nkwa na ebetini aba hanim say papa ya mwa ba de backers dey
majo so mini aba wa ba juma na yenhwe say sɛ wadi kaka dodo no anu aka but ne babi pii mu ba after 7:15 na me bi ha no ba hu sɛ party NPP amanu ku no dodo no a ya ba bi fodom sen e wa ha ya ye ne ebi no ma di nkomo ne bom sɛ be ka su ne bi ko no bi e bi wura ho na ya ne wo mo ebi nkomo e fan sɛ the plan be do ha no support the best wo ha ana wo ha no mu nyina e the branded t-shirt Mira anodom pre emfuni ene Dr. Mama Bawumia emfuni ne dem car obo de ba ye nsawam etiquette car obo de ba ye obo sa de sprinter enso ababa de kan ho se ya ene o kapia from the dom no car na e for ni ha mani ka dom be se ye be asa e ko anan e pa helu no supporters no do no e wa happy ya ye nwam na ye no mo eni enkomo na ade ba ko ane ba ha mo hu enso ne se security na so de e ma so ko ya no Bajo oze one anya de won kaza na ba ha ba de kuma ni tsaza ma me etetain bajo ufin ne ba na anopai e de na BDP mu ha ube shekrum na ho ba ye ana wa t-shirt party t-shirt shekrum aha mehu na ye gusta se bia le do ba ye no talk okay yanhwe yanku ya ni se bitina bi no makata mo nyina mo nkata ho okay omo se omo nkata na emom ye betumi aka ji se me ba ye no ma hu ye wura no dom pre t-shirt ani kuni dem to ka mama Bawumia dem ma hu eye nsawam etiquette school enso ba so ha se se bitumi dia dance se omo fi nsawam na eba ya na emom ya ma me ba kwani tin ko body o se obehweku
to hase kyerɛ sɛ ebitumi bia dance sɛ omu firi nsawam ɛna ɛba ya na emom ya maame baako ani di nkɔmmɔ de ɔse ɔbɛhwɛ kurom ɛno nti ɛna ɔhase ye na Julie yɛnhwɛ oba emnase bedwa mu a wona berebia wo hase ɛne ade bibi sei wahu bi ɛda
yomi no berma medase bibi sei bi ensi ewo eyemra hwebeye fim hanom sei da enti ene de yasi na ye nwanwa ye papa ye na ye hye na ye ba ne ye nya ne ntie se ebi mu edikan awura dom ho eye canopy na se tent na omosi no me hwebeye fo ne bi edikan awura mu omo so mu protect omo city which means minority for no omo say na omo come majority enti ebi mu edikan akokotena ho na majority for no bi mu so edikan akokotena baby omote omo MPP for no omo so omo ye majority for no enti sisi ameno kasa ye twen we are hearing say bia and na kwa wan hwade we anyama esi kono meetings bia kokko okoso no wan hwe mo bebe kote a and city no anyamba so nti yenhwe me pese yenwura baby a mehwebejefo na nkasa wo no na afede ye ko ho ye benya bi mu a ye ne omo betwetwe nkomo na afede omo kire yen say ebia ne omo betina se minority for betina se majority for betina se ana se omo ntina se
before then okay em say emrase bedwom de krata ba bonten say wo mo e de ehyehye bi agu akwam rules bi agu akwam wo ha before parliament omo ebe free omo fida da mu ho akọ conference center no enam siesie ne ntino omo ba no omo cars no omo epake e wo henfa because omo de say enya do benya kwan apake wo ha first no omo pake wo anene no oba yen sesan ye be na asa aba ebi o nso no ye hwe eye security a ene wo ha ye nyina enim se ebi attention mo ba ya na security for no ya na ebi e wo ha saa na ana we ye foforo ana we ye de dikan a wo hu bibisa
we eye de dikan krakrakrakra since say free parliament at the bar conference center no in some true for say ba omunim ye dada nti na mama ye rem saa so na MPs no mo ba mo timi de mo cars ewrem no mo kokosi no man nante akọ chimba ho na mo mesanse ne de ekoso nti no security se na ye nyina ye nim security aye tight papa ye se wo ye MP crampo na se wo ba omo be screen mu se wo ye member of wo ye media ni ana se wo ye member of wo ye staff of parliament security no omo be hwe onyama omo betutu onyama nyina ansa na omo etimi ama wa wurem a ebia de okwakoye na wakwakoye nanso esanse omo nyama ye nre dom na nkasa no MPs ni bebre na obi agina bonten omo twen se omo leadership bekasa both majority and minority leaders there omo nyina omo wa hanum se Honorable Kofi Amabu wa hanum se to force esoso wa asoso na anodom pre esoso e wa hanum se enti ye hwe se ye nsa beka omumu bi na afede ye na omo atwetwe nkomo na ye bi se omo se so ene no de na ye nhwe enim Ghana for ene Ghana for ewiase afa na nyina obi ehwe eye mahwe bedefie de na ye nhwe omu
enti ba bi asabre ye wura yi eye conference center dome a omo aya eye ebre kakra ni mahwe bedwafo edi omo ejuma wo ha nam siesi a ekoso nti ti se o hwe TV no anase utie radio no a me no kasa se mdika kandada se eye mahwe bedwafie dada mu ho no nya de a ho na se omu di ejuma no nemum omo de aba eye conference center nam siesi a wo mo esiesie no nti wo hwe eye anim ha se ya me no kasa yi mani atwa eye police for be se enan enum wo ha mahu se media fire service for enso wo ha mahu se eye nsemtrofo egina anim ha na minyane nti ya se nsemtrofo no wo ye parliamentary correspondent cry you need accreditation ne ansana wewrum ubaye no bibisa no o maka bibisa
sa pepepe ene etemi no abemanti ansa na oberemu no mo de cars no egu security post wonom no enti uremu a na fodo mo de ama wansa na obetimi eremu as parliamentary press corps enya sana se oma sa accreditation enya de a obetimi eremu ewo eye chimba honom no enti ye hwese ye nsa beka ye mahwebejefo no bi na afede ye ne omo atwetwe nkomo enti ebusuafo se na edi kan edi to dwa na ha eye entrance a se wo ba wo ye nsem choroni ana se wo ye public figure aha na oberemu ansa na omo be screen mu enti se na be wada Roma brana ye nhwe de we process no se wo rema say na etie ewo ene mahwebejefia ha no say omo be hwe ansa na omo wetimi eremu so mo ansechi wa na se omo anye omo ancheko security so mo anhwe nyama ekra wo bag mu ni na asefo na enya de omo be ma wo edi eremu nti hanum say eye public gallery ana say bebia ensem trofo ene omo ye abontesofo no ebetimi abanti efiri hanum say na ye ekọ bebia MPs fo no susu no omo be run aha ye public de no nti yenko bebia MPs no susu erun na ye nhwe say de empo me say mahwebejefo no bebre na akokotena nti e be run inside na ye ahwe say bebia o makotena no minority fo akotena he na majority fo susu akokotena fa
so enti say the ekoso ye nsemtrofo a edi ejuma ewo eye ahase mrase bedwam no omo na me no kasa screen no ebi na ekoso no ewo hase say ya omo screen omo kwan ne omo de ko cameras ahodo ene ade ko no ani nyina ekoso na chese enche bia no eyade a no wotwe ene ade a omo eka se omo ebetena se no anaso omo emra inside no omo be ko inside pepe enti process no na omo guso a omo eye no enti you need say ebia ubinya eye ahyenso de e kire se wo yensem troni na fe yasa screen wo nioma wakade a wo de ba ye nyina no eno so yasa screen ansa na wanya kwan awuram enti metimi akase se bibie no hode a obafia na yenya no mo ensomu ho na yenwura inside ewuramu a de betofom bia no ye be hye etiefo ne ahwefo enyina ebose ye de bebro mo Derek Befi na
Oba pefi ajima enti ye run his side na fe de ya hwe se asetena no minority fo akotena baby a woso montena majority fo akotena baby a woso montena na se sen pote ene enti muni ye china ye nrem bra
all right, and that is Derek Kwame Befi and Afia speaking to us and giving us the live images of the Ekoso Ewo. The Parliament of Ghana will be crossing you over now. Intermittently, no, yabemu watimi eho de ekoso ewo the Parliament of Ghana. Just as you saw in the pictures, you see, say clearly, Afena and Crawford Eba, including the members of Parliament themselves. Afena wamumudu duana no Eba. Mame Emma Dr. Paul Grebwachi Dankwa Ache na Memano Akwaba Watanasi Ache. Wano government spokesperson on security and Governance. And so Oraboni Amasana Mwale, former member of Parliament for Ladade Kotopon, the latest lawyer in town. And so Atenase, representing the NDC. And Mamema Wamuninachi, na Mema Wamuakwaba. Doc, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Na empowerment to say.
Patronia Miadum. Namincha with you for Namincha Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, the incoming president of the Republic of Ghana. Ninjuma di Nina campaign all year from constituency to constituency, polling station to polling station. We're in the voter region.
Yeah.
And the voter region is turning blue.
It's
gradually.
Gradually.
But let me also congratulate the learned Honorable Namwale. Uchinkwa, congratulations. This is a clear indication that education has no end.
Exactly.
When you keep your mind to it, you will do it. Congratulations to him. And then finally, Minchiani baby, you always say now watching a train in terms of the weekend in Kolam Sebe will be recklessness. We laid one to rest. Vigil easily gone. Many indications so Tinanopa Yamiya Doma Justine Adbenyo at 8:00, Christ the King. There will be a memorial service and then a private burial. Sema home to ye pa. Many indications saying some no court. Because we want to be able to see how far it will go and how it will end. But our deepest condolences to the immediate family, Mame, Papa, Nananom, of both sides, and even to the Cornerstone International School for no. My science indication say Endra Omuko School no, they've sent some pastors there and some psychologists to be able to start engaging the children on mental health because the trauma is so devastating.
Too bad. We'll still follow up on that story. 6 minutes after 8. Hi, Kessben. Council, good morning.
Good morning.
Pacha na mpom to say.
Oh, nyaminadom mpomboko.
Muye di pa mi na mushe min crying to keep learning every day. Oh, and I'm a boss. My boss became a lawyer after 60 years, and then you have also become a lawyer. Very encouraging, regardless of the age. Be a woman. And Doc, congratulate you. It's in order. Once again.
Thank you.
The party, what is saying?
Oh, party Muboko. Say, yet to 2 ye now.
Kessben.
You must have a coalition. As 2 years, Rebecca couldn't do one touch and per second round PR. And she never say, can any year. It's a MPP candidate or that they could upon. Okradra citizenship. Nima mi we kosie no dahome kutono. Ni papa we kosie no dahome kutono. Nima mi wo kadente, ni papa wo kadente. Ntina Republic of Benin dahome fo ma ho kwan mi kosie no no. No Joseph Adu Akapovi. Ono no so o kadente. Na one him say Ghana say no yemfa dual citizenship in Parliament. So I'm asking him, has he renounced his citizenship as a Beninois?
Kessben.
Food for thought.
Now, dual citizenship.
Definitely.
And I'm raising concerns up to now.
No, say Namekano. Say I'm raising it all the time. I'm raising it all the time, and he hasn't responded. Oh, automatically, our cadente. He has a cadente. Has he relinquished his citizenship as a Beninois? Our cadente. We don't have a cadente, no.
Yeah, one more card, no, right?
Cadente card, no.
Yes.
You know, pro. Yeah, because France, the country size, we say no. The more the citizenship of we say na on grant the no. On dodo na the on grant no. And a French for no. On no okaku say the papa no. He didn't use Ghanaian passport. He went there with his cadente. I
see. Allegation you are raising, unless you're taking it up. Now here to me a follow.
Mumbusano, my friend Mumbusano.
Yes, but in any case, lawyer or neha intino.
I na mekano. Some of them made a macan. Na me say my friend no Mumbusano.
Very well. Maakye, me that say.
Because of the Ghana new.
But also Okuta Beninois citizenship. It's dual citizenship. That is fine. We'll follow it up. But news coming in indicates NDC members of Parliament when we're watching Benim Sisiano, the majority side of the House. we'll get you the live video shortly. Now, what you mean, but just to inform you, more so anxious, more person who the air cost one idea, because when the feed we have picked up, no, and it's NDC, no, members of parliament, you know, the majority side. Of the house, and then we wait to see how things will turn out. But my share and common I say and free ho. Let's start with Doc. Ono ekasama by on security and governance. Now, you miss us baby issues with a lady econo. What is the blueprint by Eddie Yejma? Yahu the presence of police personnel at war parliament premises in the Subebre Anope. Doc, Mamintio, Eddie Ekoso.
Mr. Speaker, Anope, me sorry, you know, I've been reflecting. Me dream never be brave. Nidikai, Parliament has been a legislative arm of government, especially in this Fourth Republic, over 32 years.
Yes.
In Anope, in my reflections, in fact, I've written 3 reflections. Me person me didn't come Anope. And it's come from a very deep-seated academic point of view.
Okay.
And also your democracy, your pese ebasui. And then in may be a vessel of parliament ever caught into the history of Ghana.
Yeah.
And on the kind. In Nema Ekosunya ebeboa ama ye dipin ye democracy anase ebetwe ye democracy no akwechi siantias ye ya.
Okay.
In 32 years of parliamentary legislative deepening our democracy in this 8th parliament. Parliament yenye bida in terms of the composition
the numbers
of 137 of the MPP, 137 of the NDC and a single independent member. Or say he would do business with the MPP. I am my majority. We've not had some before.
Yeah.
Into a very unique, a very rare. Into Anope, Obia Oko Parliament as a parliamentarian. Oko Honoma as a Oko Honum with civic responsibility.
Okay.
Say Nyameye Biano will go into the annals and records of history in this country. Send your parliament shall say a year 2021 and since MC, you know, Ababa Beka, your records, any history, near your bay and then also Ebeba Beka, your records for tomorrow. My third and final reflection on this is that, Mr. Speaker, the Parliament of Ghana is a creation of the 1992 Constitution.
Exactly.
Article 1 and 2 talks about the supremacy of the Constitution and not parliamentary constitution supremacy. For me, meaning say Nehemiah Koso Parliament and pay is good for the optics and the politics. Both sides, the majority, which is lawfully democratically elected by the overwhelming constituents that they represent. I saw me in on the night of the 6th into the 7th of January 2021 is the MPP. And then the minority as well, voted by people in their constituencies, is the NDC. Now, Mr. Speaker, Oshe, the stay of execution, the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court minded has not yet in relation to Article 97 1G and H. Almost say, Mr. Speaker, will ruling out the above for the vacancy of the 4 seats, you know. Yasum. But hold on to its execution. Now, as a Supreme Court, the holders of the 1992 Constitution, for interpretation, embra in relation to Article 97 1G and H. As we speak now, interpretation no ababeye debate between Mr. Speaker, the majority of the MPP and the minority of the NDC no Supreme Court ain't far in Tretremu Mbaye. We have to establish that fact. It is Supreme Court, Mr. Speaker. Hold on your execution. We a pure separation of arms of government. It is not absolute to the Parliament of Ghana, but absolute to the supremacy of the Supreme Court and the Constitution. Now, Mr. Speaker, and then me who say members of Parliament flanking in. Say you know they are doing it on the compound of the International Conference Center, the tent that is there. Now, say
okay, Doc, just hold on for me. Now, you said the ECOS was chamber earlier on. Make us say the NDC caucus are taking the stance on the majority side. If you want to make yes, and to take us, and then they see within the chamber itself.
Yes, and I did kind edit to that.
Mr. Speaker.
Before, Everton, I mean, you have my room, no, say something, no, Catana, a chamber. So we share mental right hand and say now, or Honanka previously, a NDC for no, and as a minority for no, Etna. Nancy, and Neddy, I may not say your mobile, no one but never be a empty before majority for no, Etna. Not just say automatically, no, just say, Omu and a majority, and a minority for no, so ever empty before. Now, may not say, and upon a time I buy now. MPs maybe our Hanam say, but sister Menoka say, room our Chima Hanam said, dear. MPP Nibako Crampo anywhere or Timothy to say, you don't worry, squeeze in the swat. Into the sister minority, no Honam MP, and a majority in there, a NDP for members of Parliament for no, Omona Makotuna or no. Into Menoka say, you make Maka say, and net day majority for a NDC MP, and a minority for a NPP for MP. Nemo my sense speaker enyam by the means na me so enka ena MP for MP so enwe mu no so I was means me kan ti e twen so mo beba na speaker so aba
Nemo my sense speaker enyam by the means na me so enka ena MP for MP so enwe mu no so no I was means me kan ti e twen so mo beba na speaker so aba betina se na wakasa asema ya wada no dutu dwa na sapepepe enete anaso mu betie de Supreme Court kan so a de ebeko so bia no so no ye be ma ya hwefo ene yetiefo a mo hwe Kessben no enwu de ekoso e wo ma hwe bedefi hanum se enti se me nua be ma se asamfoforo bi so yes, sitting started 10 o'clock pepe. Say I'm no kasa ide 8 abo. Inti e twen se bebo 10 no. Speaker of Parliament eba betina se na de ewo mu bia no ode be mai. Endra no majority former majority leader Honorable Afenyo Markins ene nsem shofo e kasa no o kire se nsem amode ko ja Supreme Court a ono no sisi an Parliament legal team ajatum and it's a Parliament legal team ajatum mujidi say democracy ebe ye adwuma gidigida na se basa anka Ghana for ye hwe nim se ebia ne dey ebekoso no enya
but obo members ni nyina aba and a few of them now are taking seat or the majority side of the house.
Okay, it is a base in Mamasha, a hanum say no, a majority sister honum na almost half of the NDC MPP. NDC
members of Parliament.
Yes, members of Parliament. And it say, Mudi money ebesha, or honum ena sister, almost half of them are here. Honorable Atufosin, Ewa Hanum says, Honorable Kojo, Kofi Amabua, Ewa has said, do you Etuso Hanum say, in 24 leadership in the name of
NDC caucus.
NDC no, na me no be ma se makwa say ameno kasa ne say anodom press so akwakoto na monchen anodom press akoto na atofosin enchen a ono no so ye MPP ni a wakoto na majority nti e chen ahwe say emre no so na say MPP for so remu a omo betina eye NDC 6 ana se omo akoto na eye MPP 6 nti de ekoso wa hanum say eno me bom modi an say bia menyo mumu bia e betimi ene o makata na fe de ye bisa say nti sisi na anodom pre no no so wakotena NDP for ni no sisi ono so akoso carpet ana say dem pase ena opatre
very well. Baby, now I say we'll get back to you. Why? And to just monitor proceedings. Maybe I will be back again to see what is happening in the chamber. I'm grateful.
All right.
All right. Doc, Mami Mrao so that too.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes. And what would the echoes
me who near koso and ya me watch it uncle de hame. Esan say for me this is a charade.
Okay.
Intermediate
and the antics of it.
Oh yes, media and hame. What you say? Because matrasia dream with a lot of deep thoughts.
Okay.
Say how would in nema way nya ebe end and saying in a way ye be saying it for me this is a deepening of the democracy.
Okay.
It is politicking. It is a charade because minimpa I know the Right Honorable Sumano Backben or any name no as an officer of the court.
Okay.
As a lawyer. I know in my mind, deep-seated reflection, I know, say, obego according to the ruling of the Supreme Court in terms of stay of the execution. I know that. This charade, it's okay for the democracy. Me, I'm okay with it. What you say? But, unim, say, you know, politics, you know, sometimes you always want to do, but so the bidding of your followers and supporters. Near SSC edi hon komono the supporters outside of the chamber.
Okay.
If the say in Sembibesia, it should be on the followers outside of the chamber. Say, mu making sure say there is no clashes.
Okay.
Because omono na omontia se ni bi wo honom na enkoye.
Okay.
But on the floor of the house, I know say ombe observe parliamentary respect. Because Mr. Speaker, names are a won kunya sunya has not been changed though.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The names have not been changed. Iti tino muti honum no minority leader atu forcing our akotna majority side no. He's sitting there and the name in front of him Afenyo Maakye. It made this charade. It's okay for me.
We would have to clarify that.
It's not been changed
from your reporters.
As at this morning,
seeking clarification of the name tax.
As at this morning at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm not done pray. Chief Whip, majority Chief Whip. No. The names had not been changed.
Okay.
What you say? It's made this charade. I'm okay with it, but you see, the end, it will be clear. Say the NDC would have to swallow their pride.
Go back to
yes, pride. So
yes, but now, the question again will be, so Speaker Backben are making ruling. Now Supreme Court has stayed the execution of that particular ruling. The question again I ask, and it's those seats now you declare vacant, would that members of parliament, and now those members of parliament, be allowed into the chamber and pay a year kaseyana?
Me trying because you see, you say Supreme Court say, Mr. Speaker, will ruling now the abano ye the stay at also into the train. It means that as we speak, we go back to the reversal mode, which is the old members of parliament, 137 plus 1 doing business with the New Patriotic Party, forming majority, and 137 of the NDC forming minority. Into that is what it is. What you say?
So what it means is a speaker ruling and take effect yet, even though ruling eba before and stay eba.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you see, the execution of the ruling na kebeye ende.
Yeah.
What you say? Exactly. The execution be ende. Na chese na kabebia minority for akotra na ke the papimuno. But because of Supreme Court, Mr. Speaker, stay on that ruling. My ruling now execution of it maintain.
Okay.
And na yen fa mumba in relation to 97 1 G and H. That interpretation has not come yet.
Exactly.
It's all of this charade in India. It's okay for the democracy, but in the end, the minority NDC they will swallow their pride because Mr. Speaker, next week we know the minority will still be the NDC because Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Backben, he earned his biggest career beyond parliamentary work, as an officer of the court.
Okay. Very well, may I say, Dr. Pagre Boache-Dankwada, or Kasano, member of government and as well spokesperson on governance and security. Yababi ma maybe the security the one sem the DNTI the tanks near the Bebre the Akosisi Parliament. I mean, what are the indications? But mamma na many a year lawyer so any enkomo. Leoni Yamasana Mwale, cancel. Maminchio.
Normally. Mami chia
but I actually microphone bro.
Mami chia TV ni ashofo nyina.
Thank you.
Na normally me back radio and TV discussions I go straight to the point. Me yes say as if I'm answering questions in an examination. I'll be to preamble. I go straight to the point. Ni omo say yeah your in Ghana your constitutional is a constitutional supremacy.
Yeah.
And your parliamentary supremacy.
Exactly.
But the Parliament of Ghana is sovereign. The only thing that comes out Supreme Commitment can be against the Parliament of Ghana. No. Article 2, 1, Supreme Court can say if the Parliament of Ghana comes out with an enactment that is inconsistent with the Constitution, I don't know. Supreme Court with me act to sa enactment no actually and no can be and June 4th celebration an act of parliament no Supreme Court about to train.
Okay.
Apart from that no the Supreme Court be di omulai mu na parliament so I there the lie mu with all the dealings in parliamentary it is controlled by the Constitution and the standing orders of parliament. And so almost standing orders of parliament. Oh, the other say, ya mrana, usha mrano, na mrano enye consistent. Then you rule against it. But you don't have the power to control or to direct what parliament should do within the chambers. Supreme Court needs a wordino. Omu nibi. Once you do that, that is what you are in contempt of parliament. Only two institutions have contempt powers: the court
and parliament.
So, you see, Mekanka is still a good law. Republic vs. Mekanka, I believe we are LLB students, you know about that. Yeah. Republic vs. Mekanka is still a good law. Apart from Zinato Rollins, ex-party. Zinato Rollins, and a purposive we say. But this has nothing to do with the Mekanka principle. The Mekanka principle no change. Say see awo. Over Article 33. Now your right is being violated. Now court to seek redressal. Must you go to the Supreme Court for interpretation of Article 33 before you institute your action?
No.
Say the bill echo parliament. Now Parliament apply Article 106, the processes of making a law. Must they go to the Supreme Court for them to interpret that provision? No. So far as Mekanka, Republic vs. Mekanka is still a good law, really Article 97 is clear and unambiguous. Article 97 is clear and unambiguous. 1G and H is clear and unambiguous. It's not talking about another parliament. It's not talking about a parliament that is in future. And I say whatever action is that provision essay.
Kessben.
Say who party mu. Now who see who call independent. Who you independent candidate. You are out of parliament. And as you independent candidate, now say who could join political party. You are out of parliament. But 1G na two see there. However, say if there are measures, if there are PNC, NDC, MJ, you are not out of parliament. That's the constitutional.
Okay.
So have they merged? No. You have joined a political party. The second deputy speaker.
Yes.
You got before you stand for any political party, you must be a member first.
Exactly.
So you have a card that shows you have joined a political party. Now you 1G now. I see if you join a political party apart from the party that brought you in, If you join a political party, if you came in by independent and by the notice of pool by the electoral commission, no, that makes it a state liability offense. It's a state liability offense. Article 97 is a state liability offense. So immediately you die. Another argument says the Supreme Court, oh, they are depriving their conscience of, we say, 3 months to election. There's no
by-election.
By-election, no replacement. Until what you say, the people of Shah have been deprived for over 4 years. What has happened? Has the Supreme Court come out to make sure say they went to court? Frankly, could you need to so no official?
But counsel, we are lawyers say the argument of the fact is me were 8 parliaments name now. I have a futuristic agenda.
I'm not talking about futuristic.
No, I'm coming, but because that is where the argument is also coming from.
Okay.
What kind expressly what the law requires under 97(1)(g) and (h). But the argument again, a seeking interpretation, and it's the majority leader then is telling you, say, Obi or 8 parliament nim now opeso back 9th parliament now. It cannot be the same. And an application all year for an election into the 9th parliament, should not deny that person the opportunity to say or serving the 410 within the 8th parliament. How do you respond to that?
Article 97 is clear and unambiguous. It's not talking about 8th parliament, 9th parliament, 7th parliament, 20th parliament. It's not talking about that. Article 97 says if you join a political party, Mamin can be 97(1)(g), a member of parliament shall vacate his seat in parliament if he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to parliament to join another party. That is a state liability provision. And it's not talking about whether you are going to do a futuristic way. He said, if you leave your party,
whilst you are in parliament.
Once you are a member of parliament, actually said, if he was elected as a member of parliament, as an independent candidate, and joins a political party, and yet, whether coalition or uncoalition, so far as you have joined a political party, whether because of an election or you have joined a political party, you have got a card for everyone to that, oh, you are in parliament as independent, but you have joined a political party, you are out of parliament. This is clear or not? Because clear is just like me, Makasi, it's just like Afenyo Markins. Read Article 2:1. On fan call Supreme Court for interpretation. Read Article 2:1. On fan Article 2:1 no and call Supreme Court for interpretation. But he has used the mechanical principle to go to court, say there is something that is inconsistent with the Constitution. So you understand? I don't want fan call this for interpretation before going to Supreme Court because he knows that the mechanical principle is still a good law. Republic is mechanical. It's still a good law.
Also, Article 2 saying 1.
2:1.
Okay. Enforcement of the Constitution. Article 2, Clause 1 says a person who alleges that an enactment or anything contained or done under the authority of that or any other enactment, B, any act or omission of any person is inconsistent with or is in contravention of the provision of this Constitution, may bring an action in the Supreme Court for a declaration to that effect.
So he ran to the Supreme Court. Did you go to the Supreme Court for them to explain Article 2? For them to interpret Article 2 to know, say, yes, he has the power or the strength or the locus to challenge a ruling of the parliament. Did you go for interpretation? Because he used the mechanical principle to read this thing because it's clear and unambiguous. The same way, the speaker use Article 97, use the mechanical principle to take action on the 4 MPs for not for leaving the party that they were, or for coming as independent and joining a political party. This is simple. Who can join a political party with parliament? Whether you join it to be the president or you join it to be with the parliament. The same way, if you are a member of parliament and you are elected as a speaker, you vacate your position as a member of parliament. I don't. Did you go to we say speaker no No, or a member of parliament. Did you go to Supreme Court for interpretation? Because it was clear and unambiguous. The Mekankan principle, which is still a good law.
Interested. Lawyer ni ambassador Mwale ana wachene nkano. But fast that be ma imbustaba mescha for posting in a drono wo drama so number 1 pacho ebua ebusti wo immune system no utie manopay na wo immune system no aye weak yare bowa kakra bi na account e de wato form a pacho adopay ma wonsa enka imbustaba mescha indrono ebi eno echi no se uye obi a sexual weakness ha wadwen ananso se wakwakote STI sa adopay nonom eye imbustaba mescha ndroni bi na ebetimi aboa akla ni nyina no edi free wo so adopay herbal shops chemical shop bi abebo awuram bia no bacho ubenya endro yi bi ato na echimi aboa up north oko eye boga bacho ubenya eye shops ni nyina bi ewo honomo na wato bi eye so o boga ene ne mpatemu a bacho ko ubenya bi ato oko boko locust road nso a onsabeka bi open odudo moto afra wo on 0246 208496 0246 208496 na woni womo eni enkomo ama Ghana rice Ghanaian made rice e wodwaba so say open mo a anonso de na eye papa yaye wo Ghana ha edua aso ho na ya packaging nice wo Ghana ha ama Ghana rice and no pay make come for the amount pacho mo amoye nnuane ton ni nyina no anopay ama Ghana rice and sese mutimi eyisu edeye munuane nyina caterers event ahodo mokwase ekoye nnuane ni nyina no anopay se wenyusu ama Ghana rice pacho you are losing a lot on the great taste of Ghanaian made rice enti anopay ma wonsa entimi enkebi afei mo a mopese mutu no duduo mu eton na mobeye agent mo a mope se mobeye wholesalers ana mobetu no kakra na mo so moton no makoma retailers ni nyina na kwanya ewo ho anopei ama Ghana for se bra na woni omo medi nkomo ehye kakra bi wo ho a womo ede betu anim na afei watimi edi so ope wo mekira kwan ya mpacho ko eye abeka La Paz please container no enchen hwa pe na woni womo eni enkomo fra womo on 0537 029464 0537 029464 and after 0207 676197 na woni ama Ghana rice for eni enkomo anope Mami fast that be ma Eclipse collateral management na Eclipse adaroma mpacho womo de wajapade enkracha no eye adwuma na afi womo tua commission ewo ho anopay wo ye japade ewura wo wasase wabon nkrata de atoso wo ka mpacho wo ka no enkrata ni nyina no ekura wa anopay akwanya kese aba e de ama sa nkrata ye ekura we obetimi ama Eclipse e de aye adwuma na afi womo tua commission ewo ho eno achi no open loan but only collateral enti waya olono wonsa entimi enka anopay mpacho any de kwan so only Eclipse collateral management eni nkomo omobeboa still with a year collateral na etimi ahwe ama wonso wa secure loan ope anopay from one more on 026699 9020 0266 999020 and after 0302 551877 na when Eclipse collateral management for any enkomo anopay adenta new site Abakan Street ana ubehu wamo anopay speak to them na wamo ebeje wo so pa think safety and earn a decent income anopay wamo adaroma ana wamo nso aboaye me bad doc so na chamber ni mono de air koso no doc say antics the politics of it na odim say ebekwa akowie na obia no ate ne ho ase na the original position no obia take and just in your shot say wo hwe wo TV so ana say wa join here wo Facebook the current videos are yede ma we live images yede about from the chamber of Parliament and your camera sitting in ano set speaker Rema ubehu as we speak now. The members of Parliament on the ticket of the NPP, Obia no Awaba chamber name, with the exception of a year Anodompre, the whip, no AD kind a buy. But Oshe on the other side now, Obia antiho, a honanka ekaneno, nanka NDC for Ebetina as minority in the House. And then Oshe NDC, almost half of their members of parliament, abadada. Womo buy and womo antina baby a debia womo tinano womo akwatena majority in the side, and then this will have to be decided by the Speaker of Parliament. And ye share ni mo say Right Honorable Alban Bagbin etnasia the ebeko subiano yebetimi ama live feed na wonso watimi enya indications na Senate say me mo wamane say eneya wuso yi mpacho wo kire okra hwese de si eyeya efa na akwakoye se wako wa homegye mu na osikasem ayebasa anopai Senate the package for fraba ye friend old age pension a very generic esan say Senate say yemo amane say obia wo contribute to Senate and they or retirement eso na ukọ wa homegye mu abosomi bia esa wo contributions a wo ye no Senate ebekoso a etua woka na womotimi ehwe a review e de waketua de bi nso eka ho afeni mu nyina na etimi aboa ma wonso wanya sika o de bebo wo ho bra anopai we eye nkranhyesem kese pa enti se wotie yen na woye obi a omfa wo ho enhye Senate dwumadie mu a anopai ebesho se wobetimi e de wo ho ahyem na eno no enye wo mu a eye aban adwuma ana office adwuma nko a mu amoye mu amu businesses ana moton ade no anopai Senate abie napono mu e de ato ho akonya kese e wo ho semu nyina no sika mu nya nkakra kra firi mu dwadie mu no mu betimi e de bi a contribute to Senate said de be ya wonfie ne kɔ nanim na okɔ retirement afei wontumi nya adwuma sɛ de wo ye ne sese yi bia mu a Senate awoka kosi sɛ owuda ebeba ɛno nti anopai one Senate eni nsa wo so branches ni nyina across the country obetimi abo e de ra wo mu offices ni nyina mu na wone wo mu e de enkomo 13.5 contribution a obeye no ebe guarantee a secure wo future for over 60% average of a year or best contributions why nyina starting from a year the very first day awufra say all contributed to Senate anopai umpewe na opedie but yo fra wo mu na oni wo mu ni nkomo anopai wo mu ebeboa assign no on na etimi aboa ma wonso wasike o future wo mu numbers ne 0302 611 622 0302 611 622 ana ko social media na wode wo mu eni ensa wo so at Senate Ghana Facebook oko X ede baby a wonsa ebeka wo mu pages ni nyina no ewo ho na wone wo mu edi enkomo 41 minutes after 8 my member Dr. Paragraph so na mentie no doc the members of parliament on the ticket of the NPP say ye ka say no omo wo hefa up until now 8:41 womunya Maakye mbani
Mr. Speaker, so when him say chamber there started at 10 o'clock.
Exactly.
And as the ruling government and the majority in parliament, when him say be na ministers and pay so mo call offices na omo management issue. You know, Mr. Speaker, as for me, I'm very confident. Say
Kessben.
and danopa wa wuni apeni a Speaker of the 8th Parliament.
Yeah.
So banaso omo rise na omo prayer. Omo bompayo.
Omo bompayo.
Na you know honorable ha e kono ha meka tense on kai empire omo bo. Because omo bompayo. But almost sign so war patriotic responsibility on the Ghanaian people. Me, I still hold my view say near me cause the charade. Because say Supreme Court I'm a stay of execution.
Yeah.
The speaker was served yesterday.
I'm a legal team naje.
Legal team aje. So only Supreme Court in your dream about be for review.
Yeah.
It's the NDC for a year and prepare too much. And I was very sad. You know, I na nyama ha me kakra.
Kessben.
Because my name be phone I was very sad. NDC for caucus, if it is true, WhatsApp be leaky everywhere. It was everywhere. Me bomodin kaininya, but I was very sad. Nana ha me pa ne say.
Me also make kind be, but we are unable to authenticate
whether it is true or not.
Yes.
But any problem. But you see, Mr. Speaker, unse politics in ebinumu edimu agro ache.
Yeah.
Honorable Namwale Owahe, with the politics ni mu agro ache. Inti in his heart of heart, obetumi hu se ebia ye no krenso ebionka. Ye mu bi no we are still young in politics. But sensem bi eba outer na si ehu a na amayera ho because that is not the expectation. I'll be doing say ebia ebewo an opposition party adrimu in terms of ebia wa boaboa no ho say opese obo abro bi anase opese oye bibi because you see me upbringing no a very different kakra. Me who niema on the face value as it is.
Okay.
It is senyema bi a reveal mo at the backside na. It is very niema maybe a main dream crowd possible.
Okay.
But incrementally, no, from Imra Misha say me involved in public service, politics, any government, in niema bi wonu me sia, me wanwa. Literally, I hope say what's happening leaky and when no cray. But Mr. Speaker say no cray humte. Really humte pa. And me, I'm concerned about it. That's why pay me take ushe me position and pay ya me very cautious and very careful because history true history. And now in some see I'm minded by in some see in 1994 in Rwanda.
Okay.
I'm minded by it very strongly. And I'm also minded by how young the democracy and politics of Africa is. And I am also minded by how fragile the sub-region is in terms of countries they try in which ya. Intianope mi benya mi akasa me tumi hofo. Say ebe hia ebe boa se me kasa mu no ese se de nkofo akoma ebafo. It should be position ya. I'm being very, very careful and very, very cautious.
You are guided.
I'm very guided. It is a table tennis nearby. Me to me bo. Me pese ball no better form. It's as a ball no. Ayen kusuyama me anope.
Okay.
Intenda no pan koma yedini nya ayen kusuyan komo. A top form ne paya. On Scrabble eggs, you can't bring it back again into the shell.
Exactly.
It's for me. And this in mo yeno. Eye charade. Eye agro enomudi.
Kessben.
Bois edipin democracy no. Omu trese okay, omu tie the speaker. It's Mr. Speaker Ben de. No kase o tie ni Supreme Court for na kana. Minority for the NDC.
You have to take your original position.
Take your original position. But Sharedi no mo ye no mbubefu kakra. Ombeba be press conference. Okay, na kaye mpene so. And so Mr. Speaker, I see a PC tie no. It's for me. I want to have that posture and obey. And I may admonish Ghana Nibia OTA and obey because many messages say go 40. My admonish Ghana Nibia OTA and obey. Say Obia Bomodien come anto omoyem.
Na yen train home.
Na yen train home na yen train Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
Because me weekend in sema akosunya meetings akosunya from Peace Council, Asia Champagnefonia, Minimpa, in the reasonable mind of Mr. Speaker, Minimpa sa no pay, obe catch minority for say or train, ama Supreme Court for interpretation na aba, bra or train home edin kunim die ba,
okay,
edin kunim die bebre ba, but me nya minority in NDC eyi atre Ghana for ende. So mun your train home say omokra se kegana for mo mutumu a eniemo mbeye nie no bra I am still confident me de bia me tire komanya me e bom paye ma Haji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ene ne running mate Dr. Napo bom paye momo me gidi se Ghana mine from 2025 ninth parliament executive me wo ho akukudro etumi kase omampenia Supreme Court, Omampenia, EC, any Omampenia Ghana for beto no so aba overwhelmingly. Ebeye Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. It's me wo akomapa. Emma Ghana. Sign soon nim say Ghana for will make a decision. Naka if I was John Dramani Mahama, Mr. Speaker, on the campaign field, I me who say me call for nyama we ya. Min jina honom enkan sembi SSMK. Uye leader wo hu.
you must be as so ye leader of peace. Say minim kofo bebre na omo ye reckless, omo ye young no. But omo here almost see omo worry, omo womba until they cannot be reckless. Oti ase because a chidi for no ebaba be hwe abrabo a omo boy. I am a title delay pa. Intimidate in commodie no ne guest ni bi dina. Weekend you only ba Kubi edi nkomo. O say sisi ono wakola into wakola into no eneme bi ano ye no person be ye bi. It's a clear indication say why your man peninda. What trad the executive da. Ubeye MP, Mr. Speaker, we are MP for the constituency, not just for your party members. Because maybe constituency, Buakwa North constituency, over 90,000 people. Nipa in a better aba, maybe 30,000 and a better aba. But over 90,000 people. Now 30,000 a better aba. No, how many of them are better aba? My MPP and NDC. To be MP, we are MP for the entire constituency. Me, if I was John Dramani Mahama, now come a strategy. I remember and say, come catch a minority for and say, stay in the minority. See a kwakotuaba. Se mu ho akwenya se mu gidi se mu juma pa mo ye ebeba be ya ketu amamo a enya mo twen.
Okay. Doc, but that's it. Now, my kind memo we are and draw anajo a buy from a year the Office of Chamber Reporting memoir circulated so much now. Also from the editor of Database. Chamber Reporting to a year senior executive officer, Ura Thomas Bosompim, and it is dated 21st October. Query and a yes subject was a pursuant to Regulation 51C and O of the Parliamentary Service Staff Regulations 2019 CI 118. Explain why a disciplinary action should not be initiated against you for photocopying the draft Hansard of Thursday, 17th October 2024 and making same available to some other persons without authorization. Your response should be submitted to the editor of Database, Chamber Reporting by 4:00 p.m. on Wednesday, 23rd October 2024. This is a memoir allegedly circulated Obi Ekotempa with a year the Hansard, the draft one, yenyam published for the AC nano yawadano, and the official report indicates sa nipa na wokotempa ya wokoye photocopies na sa then na official report no kra no one more sanction Mamintio on this, Namintio on what is happening within the chamber. One taking a seat already as a caucus.
Okay, so what me say, you may be a
Kessben.
When you work in a sensitive place, no, who's your oath of office, oath of secrecy,
okay,
of the office, and say, I did be any for the public. That's all. Or the bar. We're breaking that oath, no. So it's a query that he has to answer.
Okay.
Be captain on answer query, no. The official answer, because the answer will come. When Parliament comes, then the.
But at what point in time, and a Hansard the to be published? Why remember either?
Normally, you see the official answer. They say by the following day.
Okay.
You transfer, but yeah, delay. Until it's the official answer no eba. But actually, it's supposed to come the following day.
That is the normal routine.
Yeah, the normal routine.
Okay. But Maminti, what take you to see tell chamber name already?
You see, Mami responded to Dr. Pavri. On say, as a Satan himself casting himself into angel of light, going about deceiving people. You see the standard the MPP are taking. Now they are trying to play victim and making sure say man no nerdy near that day. But so okay, Article 115 for there shall be a freedom of speech, debate, and proceedings in Parliament, and that freedom shall not be impeached or questioned in any court or place out of Parliament. Proceedings, the proceedings of Parliament cannot be questioned in any court. Article 115. So if you go and you question it, Article 122 becomes much wrong. Or say an act or omission which obstruct or impede Parliament in the performance of its function, or which obstruct or impede a member of or officer of Parliament in the discharge of his duties, or affront the dignity of Parliament, or which tend either directly or indirectly to produce that result, is contempt of Parliament. This is the Constitution that is speaking. So whatever proceeding occurs to Parliament, it cannot be questioned in any court. The only thing that can be questioned in the court is when Parliament brings an enactment.
Parliament ni yen adwuma wie.
Or yen adwuma wie or the enactment or the emra aba samra no any constitutional I lose it. Bobra and I am Bobra.
Any constitution
do not agree. Does not agree with that. And you can say Bobra.
And then Bobra.
And then Mbobra.
Yeah.
And the constitutional Mbobra. No, I don't know. Article 2:1. Bet you know. But where near air cost of Parliament, the proceedings there that didn't cost of Parliament, nobody can question it. And it's a paragraph who surround upon so bompire near the day Parliament, a bompire, Yana bompire with fee. Yana the baban, we say, catch and say, and a bompire and a bompire.
But paragraph wants peace to prevail.
Everybody wants peace to prevail. We say, and you're violent as in Bia, Emra. The speaker can and your rule and your order is proceedings of Parliament. Proceedings of Parliament. Something has happened. A strict liability. One of my channel. Sembe near my former member of Parliament. Because Parliament demo say debate because we say content of Parliament. Masha bet throw me out. So why you saying? Why you saying it? Meaning in our Parliament too. No, NDC side or your MPP ni, different to NDC. In your first man, a parliamentary candidate against Yunus Afuseni. Yunus Afuseni suggests I will win the primary. So yes, you the standard near my why you saying God. How do you buy no? He went and crossed carpet in Parliament. Did they go to the Supreme Court? Automatically you are out of Parliament. Or control majority forum. And the machine be you from Parliament. Oh. You don't need interpretation. It's a proceedings in Parliament. It's a proceeding in Parliament. The procedure of Parliament cannot be questioned.
Kessben.
What was several Parliament?
Legal department.
Definitely a BG. But you cannot tell Parliament what to do in the chamber.
Now, at the end of the basis, Speaker Etnasi no pay from 10 aircoin. Now, Okase, because of the stay of executioner. Supreme Court no a passing said the the NDC members no should move to the minority side. I mean, what happens next?
The Supreme Court cannot order Parliament what they should do.
But you're not answering the question.
The Supreme Court cannot order Parliament what they should do.
Yes,
but you're not
So
answering the question.
Government will not say that.
You agree in the rule of law, and at any point in time, as part of proceedings, get me the injunction to be so. Now the question I'm asking here is very simple. Injunction application by
you cannot injunct Parliament. There's no way you can injunct Parliament. You cannot injunct Parliament.
But nobody has injuncted Parliament.
Listen to what he said. Listen to what Tino Kayano.
I'm talking about the ruling I caused last week.
NMBC and then ruling. It wasn't a ruling. It's an act. A state liability act. A state liability. And man London. What call London? Ufi France. What could do London? You see, a time I saw call. Young Busa and you so you better watch it. You do better play more call. But state liability.
The first question why be said when you know.
One I'm saying no.
Or say speaker ba. That's all case monko back am over here then. That's the question.
You are not getting what I'm saying. I'm telling you that nobody can injunct Parliament.
No, but also speaker.
And I'm telling you, say.
Now
nobody can look. It's a proceeding of Parliament. Article 115 is telling you, say.
Read it 130. Or say.
130.
I read it.
130.
Or say speaker ba. No Simon Kotana Baka.
And I'm saying speaker will not say that.
How do you know speaker will not
He's
say
that?
He's a lawyer. I'm ready to go.
The speaker is a lawyer. I'm telling you.
Honorable, you swallow your pride by close of day.
This is not about pride.
No,
this is about constitution.
The law. Then you swallow the law at the end of the day.
Can you tell me any provision that says that Parliament can be injuncted?
You can't say Parliament is
I'm answering your question.
Yes, it's stay of execution.
That is an injunction. It's an injunction.
Honorable.
That's an injunction.
If Mr. Speaker's lawyers
and no proceedings of Parliament can be questioned at the law court.
Honorable.
Have you read Article 115?
I have.
Get it and read it to the public.
Honorable.
Read Article 115 to the public.
Honorable.
Read Article 115. Me see. Me constitution.
Honorable.
Get the constitution.
The Constitution, Chapter 1. The sovereignty of Ghana resides in the people, in whose name and for whose welfare the powers of government are to be exercised in the manner and within the limits laid down in this Constitution. Mm-hmm. This Constitution shall be the supreme law of Ghana, and any other law found to be inconsistent with any provisions of this Constitution shall, to the extent of the inconsistency, be void.
What shall be void? What shall be void?
Kessben. Order one.
No, people say what shall be void?
No, anything that is inconsistent.
So read Article 115.
So Article 115. There shall be freedom of speech, debate, and proceedings in Parliament. That freedom shall not be impeded or questioned in any court or place out of Parliament.
Yeah.
Nobody has done that.
So all right. Proceedings has gone on.
The Supreme Court shall, for the purposes of declaration under Clause 1 of this article, make such orders and give such directions as it may consider appropriate for giving effect or enabling effect to be given to the declaration so made. Any persons or group of persons to whom or direction is addressed under Clause 2 of this article by the Supreme Court shall duly obey and carry out the terms of the order or direction. And finally, failure to obey or carry out the terms of an order or direction made or given under Clause 2 of this article constitutes a high court crime under this Constitution and shall, in the case of
can't to us. Be about no, can't to us.
Of course, that's how I know what I'm reading.
So read it.
No.
Why are you taking Mr. Kenwe?
Oh, that's it.
Who is the idea? Kenwe.
I believe in the principles of SD.
Mr. Kenwe.
We are talking about in sema it's about the speaker. I can continue. I mean, it talks about the speaker. It talks about in the case of the president or vice president constitute a ground for removal from the office under the Constitution. Yes. But we are talking about the speaker.
Constitution, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
I am on the floor.
My 1 minute.
I am on the floor.
Yes.
Minority.
There was standing orders of Parliament.
But you agree, sir, reading 115 will equally be interesting for the legal issue and what courts say.
One said the way Afrimaki should have gone. He should have waited. He should have waited, and then when the state liability of Article 97 once G and H are taking place in Parliament, then you go to court. You go to the Supreme Court. With that will be an originating motion to go and seek interpretation of that Article 1, Article 97 1G H. Just go and seek interpretation of that clause.
Yes, but that is what he has done.
That's what he did. He went for stay of execution.
No, so two applications. The earlier application is seeking the Supreme Court, which is the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, say obey interpreting Article 97 1G and H. And the ruling came, even though, Parliament and the Speaker was aware, said there's an interpretation issue according to Supreme Court, Then he now goes back again to file an ex parte application for stay of execution. And two separate things.
But he filed ex parte motion on what? And actually that
on the ruling of the Speaker.
And actually that has not been taken. He filed it before the action was taken.
No. Ruling by Thursday. On Friday, he filed an ex parte application.
Ruling said then?
The ruling of declaring those 4 seats vacant. Okay?
No. That is not a ruling. How come you say?
Why
are you people making it a ruling?
That is the ruling.
It is not a ruling. It was not something that Speaker. It was not a ruling.
So what was it?
It was a state liability offence. It's a state liability provision where if you do this, you are out of Parliament.
So the pronouncement of Speaker,
if I give a statement in Parliament that I'm vacating my seat, I'm out. Is it a ruling?
Very well.
Kessben.
May I say, Doc, Mamintio, now just at a few minutes, now again wrap here. My time, no.
Mr. Speaker.
Kessben.
Hey, if you be a penny war, Ghana, I wish say you pon bought the national anthem of my Hey, if you be a penny war, Ghana, penny wahanum. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Namwali in the minority, together with all the minority members of Parliament and the Honorable Dr. Attoforsen, and they will swallow their pride and walk slowly to their minority seats. This is a unique opportunity, Mr. Speaker, for NDC to show the Ghanaian people, say, you're matured. You don't take the laws into your hands. What I say? You don't take the laws into your hands.
Honorable Namwale is a very important article. 115. Indicating to you, sir, you
Mr.
cannot.
Mr. Speaker.
You cannot. Say
Mr.
because
Speaker.
you are Parliament.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, say, offer Bible, offer Quran. That's all ready portions been out here. So you're Catholic near, that's on here. You can go to the Pope for interpretation. So you're Muslim near, you can go to the chief imam or the imam for interpretation. Hey, 1992 constitution here, wahi. SASMBC. Now on here.
Go to Supreme
Court. Go to the Supreme Court. Mr. Speaker, the NDC is the minority.
Mami we say. Okay, Papa we say don't level. The Supreme Court any that he say Papa he cheating, he came to court. Instead of them to as fast as possible to give a ruling, they waited till the man had gone on retirement. Then they gave a ruling in favor of Domlevo. The Supreme Court is waiting to give a ruling. Say yes, they have vacated their post after 15 days. So I mean, after 14 days, another 13 days
for
Parliament to rise.
It doesn't matter.
For Parliament to rise now.
Mr. Speaker,
wait. Say Parliament
in the 7th of December.
Oh,
any problem, right?
Not 2020. My 137. Makodu minority.
You'll be surprised. December 7th.
Yes.
We are
accident. Amade won susu de biara na akwakoto no kwan mu. Afebe wi ase na wontumi nya adwuma bie mu de ho aye ne mre. Obi wo honso ayare pofri mu na abono na afei amana ye week pa wontumi enya adwuma te se de nkakane no obetumi aye. Abade sa abacho wa ho de a wo de ye adwuma nyina no eba form. Eba ni sa wontumi nkodo waba. Ebi nso ana wona aye breadwinner wona wo koba ba ebusua ne nsa kɔ wo mu ano ano pensionate fo adwen wo ho eno nti wo mu akɔfa invalidity pension e de aba se ede wo ye obi a wo ye adwuma ya wo ho ɔden ti usika nkakra kra to se cha akwanhia kwasi wo kwan mu na wontimi nya adwuma bie mu akwacho ha ho kra esan se senate fo esa wo contributions a wo ye ma wo mu betu a wo ka afebo senate for the wo mu ye ni na wo mu hyebo bia nso a wo mu di so pa enti anopen se wo tie mi enka chema se wo mfa wo hun share senate dwuma die mu esan se sign wo ho na ebetimi ato bi anopen senate for obo kokko sebra na wo mu register na afi wo so fa ho be hyebo bi na contribute to senate said ye be ya akwanhia no kosi wo kwan mu a afi wo benya baabi a wo do ho betwere benya obi a do ho betwere said ye be ya beboa na wo so abrabo a wo bo bia no akotochen wodi so ade hunu nyina no bekoso ababu e dia mo invalidity pension here but will come to your aid in times of need. Senate the best anti anopai only one more any enkomo regardless of who age as I can share be sino Senate for me kosi say bibia be ye kama e dia fa so me bia wo mo sika wo mo de betua wo ka mpe we na pɛ wo mo ye the best team in Ghana and pay for wo mo na woni wo mo name come terms and conditions apply 0302611622 0302611622 but na say na wo your manager at the Bayport savings and loans and pay wo mother ma wo fixed deposit investment and the ban tentin in the theater nyina was be a fixed deposit account na fa usika de na fa so abenya wo no eye bebre oyi mama ache
yeah, Mr. Speaker. Adom Pacho, me ho ya pa na
manager extraordinaire. Me so me ho ya pa. Oh ya tough. Oh ya heavy pa.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Now we follow conversation on that. I foresee say we have interesting times ahead.
Ahead of us. Yes.
Law no interpretation there no. Interesting.
Interesting though. I'm running there. But Bayport for who here?
Radiadum Bayport a share boko niema ekoye said the adebia ye kanu nti Bayport a share boko.
Yeah, that trade ampo say na anope ye be di fixed deposit ho enkomo obi ohodo ma dai di kan ya wotie ni wonte da kra enti mame mo akwanya no na chie mo ma ye ka fixed deposit a de kire na dodo na no as say wo mo abemu abu esan de akoso in the past wo mo nya kra bank kra wo mo for mo sika kra nkoto no mo abaye investment ba mentio na ye ni nkomo
yo Mr. Speaker me da say mefa sa akwanya so achia Kessben etiefo ne Kessben TV ahwefo nyina Bayport Savings and Loans a financial institution we are licensed and regulated by Bank of Ghana yebotai nyina ne say yebeboa yen customers na omanya the best of experience as far as financial services are concerned in Ghana na and then fixed deposit aye kan wa semwe ne tie mu ane say wo sika bi opese ode to sika krabia air bank na obotai nyina ne say obenya mfaso ewo so nti say odi sika to bank botai nyina ne say obenya mfaso eno ye frɛ no fixed deposit na ye wo ho terms and conditions nti odi sika na ba beto bank ho emre bi ama wenya mfaso bi based on nhyehyɛ sika krabia no ewo na bank bia ye bi but Bayport there no unique the money ye unique ne said ye di kan ye mawo investment why ye wo Bayport no interest no very very competitive emfaso a opese unhu wo usika no ho no very very significant enye insignificant as udi usika to na de bia obekon de tia na tie Bayport aso e no de usika to ho a uhunu se sika no enyi ewo entino we give you competitive interest rate afei so very flexible you were 3 months there or 6 months there and you were 1 year and afei so say oye investment na o Bayport oye na eso a da be so na ye ma de enche so within 24 hours na ye tia usika tene na wo de ye investment no ne wonfaso no ama kobra sembia anim ne krakra no nso no haircut bia ani bebia efise yedwumedi a yedie titiriw ne ye aban adwumayefo a ye ma omo bosia ye tifree source enti eno no bosom beso no ye tia eno amu ne yenya ye mfaso edema interest na ya promise yen customers no enti saa ne mayi na ma Bayport fixed deposits sronko na obi bebisa se sen na ye de sha ase emfaso sen na menya enti se ye ka sei o 5000 cedis na o pe bebi de ato enya mfaso a Bayport should be the place say odeba o de to Bayport 1 year 5000 no 1 year no benya 1300 cedis I was so as one faso 13 million old cedis o ye no for 6 months obenya 623 cedis and now yen for 3 months and so obenya 286 cedis on the 5000 as one faso Utumuko 10,000 na uyen for 1 year. Ubenya 2,600 26 million. I be ka usika 10,000 no as on fast so say no 1 year. Uyen 6 months ubenya 1,246. I year 12 million 12.4 million what the court sikadada anymore. And I say oyen for 3 months and so I 10,000 na ubenya 5.7. Ye tumuko eye 20,000. Oye 20,000 or Bayport for 1 year. Ubenya 5,200 as in Faswo. Oye 100,000 for 1 year. O the 2 Bayporter. Ubenya 26,000 as on Faswo. And inti
Kessben.
O share and Faswo a me bubo suya. Ekoni nimpa na Bayporter ye juma o Ghana 21 years. Ye juma ye di no Bank of Ghana SSC afe ni afe ehwese emre omode ama ye di so ana se ye bu so na ye juma ye mu no ye koyenim eninti no se wa ho odin be du 5,000 ye kanfo Bayport fixed deposit ama bank charges sembie nim se odi usika be to Bayport bo so me so ane ye tete usika nketenketen bi for other charges ne ade no you save yourself from all those charges na afi usika no so awo ama na mi wie no adansie bi a customer bi a na ehunu bi penti na on pese obeye investment kora on pese obeti bi kora adansie odi last week ye di customer service week na pese me kan na ehye obi a opese oye investment bi a obi port in crime ne say your friend Mr. John Kofi Nyameboa me o say I started investing with Bayport since 2017 and I am impressed with your services. I say Bayport fixed deposit is reliable, convenient, and secured. I will recommend Bayport to everybody, especially my family. We their customer can say since 2017 or no. Only Bayport edin so fixed deposit kwanso na we say dia kan ye afen so esanso ye secured. Obe kan fo amobia especially in ebusuan. Enti numbers here good screen is 0245 15 32 83 0245 15 32 83 and I say 026 300 79 22 026 300 79 22 yes until ofre ya na WhatsApp ya baby awo bia Ghana haya wo 56 locations Accra haya ben ATTC haya wo kokomlemle baby awo bia ofre ya yebeboa wo na wetumi assign on the only requirement are say obenya Ghana card and a minimum deposit of 5,000 no na yahwe na yayama.
Okay. But as manager unlimited that pay you must confirm that roman pacho one more chance as papa and wo pass as ya man so twe bia no anyhow and e wo pass as ya pacho wo to obenye wasomdue na wo dey project ne dia and pay you must confirm that roman and that one more eboa dia wo dia sempa kwa bia poba so mensa atna se dada entemeni ne din komo e dia free must confirm and omo heavy omo number 1 and furniture wo dia ba adode 20 minutes after 9 odi machi
it is so bema
yeah to say
oh nyame ado na nso
I did make quite sure.
Yeah.
What can you cocoa be ana?
Oh, there be da. Ya to go there nti o man na da.
No afa ba.
Who say we are na ye gidi enti.
I see.
O man na da. Where you back na dey, we back bi kura ho nti enche.
O dey do.
Me den so abecho na kese esu chewi.
Quality you need come free mascot.
Yo, me da say papa, ebusian for ye ni kan emfanchia sonko a emu oduru emfree Imascon Estate Ghana Limited. Na baby biada wo share fidi kese so. Any baby ya wutie yen ena no pay emfanchia sonko emreo. Ne yakasa Imascon Estate Ghana Limited edwuma ko sonko. Yeton ensase papa ensasia eni achiri. Asase asa wuto wi a woni langard ni bia ni asem. Langard ni bia ntwetuo megina so emetataw. Wobi mekun, wobi mebo, uno bia ni mansotwen ewo ho. Afenso no hene bia ni asem ewo asase ne so. sanso na say abusua pani o ane mpome kan ebi abusuani bi obi biara ni ho a oba betata e ho no meta biara da de enti etesa ene se ansa na sasen ba be di imas konfo yensam ya yenso bebo akire aton de am customers no ye make sure say safo ya bobo di nyina da mpanufo ye ni obi biara ehia edi asasen ho komo ameska biada osi etua edman sanipa na sa pani no ye ya ni sa pepepe enu nte no wodi asasen ma ye ni ano na yenso ya beton edi ama wa bra wunya asem biada e wa akire abusia over 32 good years enie ana imaskonfo ya ton sase edi ama ye customers Ghana for ni one year one woman ni o maba beto bi wa bra obia enya court case ana obi biara mpo enya police station asamda ana mpo ya dwuma mpo no obia mfa report ba kumpo emfiri ba bia okoye no ensan emfamre de biara da ebinum mpo abeton sase bi edi egu hono mo over 10 years echinie wo matu kwan akwabrochi akobo mo bra nyame adom wo nsan ba ye no wo nsase no eda de da no encroachment eche say wo bi anu asase ne bi afei opani oda imaskon adimako nso no won koto asase no emfama wo bi enkase bia wo to ye no waja hokọ na ache edi mfie miensa na say ebia edi mfie no sade ebinum tayi no bo na koto na asase a wodi mfie miensa pane so wodi ma say se wanye bibi wa asase ne so a ene wo saje asase ne back nanso enhranka nyankopon se imaskon estate Ghana limited dia yesi ya dwini pon ya dwina manfo ho enu nti sane ma wen yemfa bi ni ya customers de biarata entimi ne woto asase na empo emfia pem ana oba ba bibi wo so a eyewa wo dia eda ho no afebo ya eltwe wo empo sa wo se wonya so bibia na emum no wo dia wo ye ne wol e de agya wonchirima eye wo ma na asempo abusuafo a enu nso ekwan da ho obi amfane nsan kan asase de biarata wenum ne ma ekire say imaskon estate Ghana limited ye adwuma ye jenom ye de no kware die ana ye adwuma ye di ensiye ye di nyamesoro ane nipa hodo ana ye adwuma enu ntram se over 32 years enie ya ye ton sase de ma ye customers no ye nya appreciation samda ye nya court case nso de biarada ya obi bio ba beto ya sase no de odi free ye nche de kwade bra ne se eya aseda ayeye ana afenso no de uboso nko na obodi ho adanse e de che woni o makasa wonum emeto ensase bi enu ntemi nua wotie me baabi biada wo sa wo Ghana ha sa wo amononi ana empo region biada wo mu me pa ocho sa wotomi kan ana no paya ne ye imaskon estate Ghana limited yensase panom an ya pon tawro adiama wo say bomadiana na bra beto bi yenu ni adwumaku a yewo enkramantam mum ya yeton asase a ye dwene pawunti yateboa no sehwem ade afri soro ade abafom ni nyina da ene se wo pani wo da imaskon estate Ghana limited ano de bia mba me ka cho so no wo sha na bra baase no wo han nkofo dan da nkofo pam no efamu fie mu da atiti bebrenu ada minum ye ya fam no ni nyina waso bia hye ana wafa bi mu da enu nti ene nyankopon panira du sampempenso yi ya wasesa wo ha no wafam no wama amanfo enkobi mu da biara da enu nti wo ton sase no wago ebuo ni mu di free so aba fam na afa wode nhya papa gu akwam sade bia obetimi atua na ho atimi atowo minia enam ne nsase ni dwumadi a wadie no eye popenti no last commission former ni tumi krata ya obetimi akwa last commission akwa checks ana enquiries ansan wadi achi aba beto ye nsase ni bi sade beye na be hu se ansam aye ka no sa eye no kwari trodo na nya buasam kasam enya atrosam eno achimpo no mamim sa wo se asoja fo betima akodada wonom wawunim sade omu sitie entete sonko ayedema wonom womu ye very very disciplined e wo madwuma mu ye mu nteno nipa bi otesa na sade mako bi atesa no wontumi nsore prekopen ko kantro mu se womra meto wonsa so madi wachi akwakoto wonsa sene bi abusia eno kware die eni ensiye eni nkrata samwa eye jeniu eye papa ya yedi eye adwumentinum enenam so emasabra mekasai asoja fo binum mpo wamadi ka beto yensa sene bia wamasase omu so madan no abi ewo so sanso mpona aprosifo binum so ba beto bi yenionum immigration officers yenionum prison officers na me kan meja hwan bambo adwuma mu dia different soldier for so ade besi de otwato so emu dodo no wata aba beto yensase ne bi ni nyina no eye no kwaredie ya yedi awo yensase dwuma ye yem nti ananam so de achi aba beto yensase biem na me nua wutiem ye ensase a me kan wansem ewo topoli bra ye TV so bra social media so ne bra be hwe ensam wa me kan sade be ya wan kasa no obehu sade ensase no esi etie ebusa yensase ya kan no ho enya de se edida ensuom anempo enya de se edida ba bi atache ewo yensase no eye anua prada da engu bi paso ene engu bi pa ya se no aka se bi ensuo to a edi atache bebrɛw ensuo to a ebi ebeyira faw ana ebi ensuo to a ebia ebepaw danso ana de ho bi bebrɛw da bi ensase no eda no eye flat land asase prada da so said desert enu tin ma kansase so bio no menua yensase a meka ho asemi di ka gie no mesim na woni mpanufo eni ho nkomo na afemimfa prices no entu dwa emawo na afe yensore sonko abusia ye noma edikan no eye 0553
0553
840
840
646 0553
0553
840 646 and 0553 838 730 0553 838 730 and 0209 155 437 0209 155 437 abusia yensase ayeka wansemi ewo chopoli na chopoli ameken no ewo Greater Accra region hayada ewo dowenya kwan so baby a Central University ewo no baby a Sagleme affordable housing ewo no wufri emiam yenu amabodin eko chopoli baby a yensase ne ewo no is just a stone throw ekwan enwa krasi si awusima no na nyame adom na waduru abusia chopoli onsa meken no ewo no of panim Reverend Sam Kwanchan Krabon ne say Apostle General eho and wasi aso dan kesam kompaibo wato wodin say Shiloh City ana Shiloh City afenso krompono onsamba mkacho sa Koteka International Airport on Penifo say eho me ye congested chese hono mo tire car so no nteno wonu makwa akwaje asase yantam ewo topoli bia bia me kan no yomba be si New Airport City eho ye no wono mo ebo hye enti babusia baby akwa akotena no sabio enye akurase baby ene mpoforese baby ne de eko ne mum eye kro pe ana akwa akotem onsma culture say airport ni wa ye babesie no ye ne wo me de bohye etina se kroma na akwa akotena no afenso ye ben ekwa ho panu nteno se wan kasankasa woni wo ka wo betima ba ekwa ho entam no ba be faka no ba ekrom abusie ye tu abura kase ewo ya sas ni so ye de che wo se ensio no sa woto ya sas ni wia sani free wontu akapre ana empodama ewo honomu afa ye nsas no ye yi akwanyina de ato entam an ye di kan adwi so ade amaw enu ntenum so bra na bra betobi amanfo di kan ba betobi ye so madan ewo honomu ade amom teto enu nteno ensio ni nkane anyina dan so available ewo asase no eso enye dada asam enye bosam kasam ne atrosam an ye kato ni tam di kaka seb asoja fom pa ba betobi enti ye ne ye bosun ye adwuma ene ensa yi ankrankra adwuma sawo ye kuani sawo ye dwadinim sawo ye drobani adwuma bia wo ye bia no ye se enkeke humbom ne amra metobi ye ba ye tete no block by block enti ba bia pani ate ne ye de amaw afa ye nsas ne so no ye si estate ewo honom enti estate mu na wo pa ye betwa ne de amaw wo pa be se ensa ye wo contractors akuku dam no ye be si dan e de amaw nempo ba bia pa bia betwa de amaw ye si school ewo hom ye si community center ewo hom ye si market ewo nti waseta no ebe ye de e amaw ebusa ye office no ewo Sprinters Road 18 junction yɛwɔ Sprinters Road 18 Junction yɛne Allied Filling Station ɛwɔ kwan so no ɛna edi nhwɛnimu tisha no nso yɛwɔ Sprinters Road 18 Junction ɛna afei yɛsan bɛn KFC baabi a wɔtɔn aduane no abusua yɛn sas no one plot no maka atwa sɛ ɛyɛ 30,000 Ghana cedis nanso yɛate so ɛde aba 18,000 Ghana cedis afei hɔ plot nso ɛnkane na ɛyɛ 15,000 yɛate so ɛde aba ɛyɛ 9,000 Ghana cedis sɛdeɛ bi a bɛtumi atɔ bie enti one plot 18,000 cedis ɛna hɔ plot 9,000 cedis no yɛse di kan fa 3,000 Ghana cedis 3,000 Ghana cedis bɛto aseɛ ni yɛmfa nkɔ asase nso nkɔtwa wo deɛ ɛma wo na 15,000 aka no yɛmfa ɛhɔ 1 year ɛnsi hɔ ni yɛnsprɛde ɛmfamɔne tua ne kakra enti saa ne yɛyɛ na busie mamadi yɛmfrɛ yɛn na promotion ɛnkyɛ bi ɛkɔ na wieyɛ bosomi ya ɛbɛn ni deɛ ɛtɔ so ɛyɛ ɛnwɔtwe 18th November ɛna ɛkɔ na wieyɛ enti mamadi yɛmfrɛ yɛn na busie bɛtɔ bi ɛyɛ 0553 840 646 0553 840 646 and 0553 838 730 0553 838 730 and 0209 155 437 0209 155 437 Imascon Estate Ghana Limited Obiabe Fiora better suspend be Yadamasi.
But as you di Esther Oba better through time the one. You're joining live here on Facebook, Kessben TV streaming live. Now, we'll take you to Parliament shortly. Now, Yashedia Air Koso Air Warm Rashebedjem, the teacher chamber, just to get to understand the AC Waho Sesia, na Yanere reporter, you know, Derek Kwambefi Air Waho, Yaneno Ebedin Komo Soli, na Afe Yaji Feed, you know, Derek Kotomenka. Yes, and Yamania, as we speak in the chamber, no, it's just about 34 minutes after 9. Preparation set to say indication of speaker say Bano say the city NPP MPs no Dodoana no Ababe PMwana.
Majority and minority seat no Limina Ewaha. Minimum NDC among the majority seat no.
Kwame Medase said the Kamba money no oba has chamber has a majority and minority seat no Nina Ewaha Nemum NDC Amanyuku no is a majority seat in the water so era Kizo at forcing Oko a weapon so a majority side no the water so era no dompre MPs no dodo no eba NDC from MPP from Omoba no maba betina baby a majority net no ntimi no ka say de omu nyina atefaako baby a minority seat no one there obi anu ha wote so na ade ba ko a eba ya na me hu se ya ne se Madina MP Sosu Xavier ma hu se oba ya no minority side or baby a na ya minority dadamu no ho na names tax no ewo oba be fa ne tag no e de ko majority
name tax no of the members of parliament any of constituencies ni din ni nyina no said ya ye ne dada no sa na tie na se san bia ba
na tie dada majority from wakane na NPP amani kona ne sika ni sector o mo minority no bia no mo tie majority no ka pepe ametie o mudi no bo ho pepe ana minority bia na obda no mo minority na kana sika de to majority no bia o mo tele bia no mo tax no so bo no wa na wo pepe ni mo no ka bia na NPP 40 and some of the majority no when I say minority ni majority na pass na if you say sika if you are you are to support the opposition the wo mo you are no marking to do over.
Yes, Derek Weber Edia Kessel to force and doctor the minority leader we know as I say also a majority leader no baby I no tia no pay no e ya fenyo marking din and e wo ho
Papa, you be a woman to say, Babanano, and say, no cafe, almost train, Kadia, Pika Beba, Nasi, almost Assafe. Na, I be about 1 million, double bunch of Omina, but it's not far. No, it would be for more else, any idea, or happy. Maybe also. We say almost a year to be a number of income. We said before then, you said security, a street of woody, a decline about half a panel. A barman, a yellow cafe, parliament, and nothing the form more, more. That's it, one a bahano, a near Abia, a Matigana, a person, and not and the other person in by a minimum. One more a year has our conference and Saha, easy to receive and very good by the year. No. Rehearsals normal ya we should have phone our hand. We let near Matilda no and not a good movie na so that for the bank. And what about the captains and so forth, young clear and no pepe. Namina ba a few argument our ha, or no so no, your name PM NPC in common. You will saw one name a year NPC in common. If you are NP Ben on anything common. Yeah, no honorable Adamaki and your first MP as a team common and a defense. Kessben. Oh, and the year we go now a year. MPP, any MPP for MP air patrolling. CCI, they know, MPP for no. A man have got majority. And as MPP from Subana, almost a mock of never I any anything common or tracer. Or more MPP for the day, and young to person on my banner. Or more about the state, the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca. And to the Speaker of Parliament, Banner of Castle, we are minority. The Mumbai and walk out. A man from more than Papa. That's soon as Obana to Castle Mother see a majority there. A mother not enough for the immediate year over and a day, majority for also Mumbai baby. Baby, a more empty for the any idea of mother from Papa. And I don't move a gun any but Papa. And I may honorable comfort, do you? How not to see a second with Edema and the edition command on a say. And some may yes, simple. Ekano omode mfama emu no mote ana edum from the Speaker of Parliament ekame Kessben eno no mode ye adwuma enti so say Speaker of Parliament be ba no wasa be kasa wasa na no de omu ni nto omu de we majority ani tina ma ene de yo ma papa na eye be bia majority for ekano enti sita me no ka fe de no so be say ha no say aha de aha aye di bia enti de bia e ko so wano wan MP na ka so mo show mo ko mo MP ni NDC for obu di nkomo kama aye na ye wa twe e change Speaker of Parliament beba na so de oduba butu na we hu se bia minority from NDC for minority and na NDC for NDC for minority e di pane na mia ekoso e o se tete na o kasa ye no mia ekoso e wa ha no na ade ba ko ye ni de ye kane majority a ene ye tika ye yulu mu omo abe minority so omo ba you know that the Asante Akim South, you are Asante Akim South MC, our Hakia, lawyer, Mahuno Hazia, or no, a buyer, no, the Uber, so if they are better now, you know, Nambo, there is a Muania, the Anezo, James Muna could be up in the Kunanoso. Abia,
yes, but Derek, Otabenka. Say, yeah, say, I find your mark in any team, no ever here as leaders of the house.
No, can say a fellow marking, a new hand, and a new can so her. Label Mahu, a yes, not on any deputy, a Habib, or her, Omina, a state baby, or so much money, or Motina, baby, or so much money. A leader in town, almost, look at almost, you are at the force in after the almost a minimum, you find the majority leader, a year coming, I may speak a room. Minority that support a senior dear mean or no dear mean inside the house. Any other, but the Donwana and people don't know in Yamaya. Now, no more Apacotia, a year, one more a year, leader NDC for no Ebaramaccia or leader. Now, I'm doing a couple of things. Ha, Menoka, or more body muscle or what, or take Napoleon as a leader. Leader, or more has or can it then or has in the Kwame. So this idea, this like I said, so far so good. The Bamboo means a massage never had woman I take over. Oh, but I'm
yes, but aside the screening, no, the perimeters of the chamber, no, police for no AJ Jaho, and I said the security situation, no, is it here.
chamber no inside approach for am so gina Muhammad nka ilu ya le gina na mo gina inside this chamber no ma se de mu no se de omo aye no dada mu bo no ha no ma ha chamber man ka sa ma se de japo ntina no so won na se de gani a untumi enko nti uba inside ha do hana omo no ho pepepepepepe ana omo de bibi atwamu ana yen wachiri semia this na ka se your water the move on your baby. It's chamber inside the Kankasa, Nabia Udina, a couple. In the baby of Maya, no, baby, a mount for Betsna, as I'm drop for Betsna, yet Chim, I'm not Chimba Nankasano, media, a walker. The Bushi for me is dinner, a year gallery for the Tana Mutna coming. I'm not the one I saw Mujina, if they say, Nipa Basi Lumpe, and a movie on our Hasaya, or Muj Legina, and Yabia, to people to do one more, a master, Nawahano, Anna, you our Hasay family.
Okay, now what's your background there? Reporter with the Mayano, Uncle at your man be ye free and the no mobile. And then I see DJ Nina said that boy.
That's okay.
Yes, but say, and you might what's your background, you know. I believe, say, one piece, you know, one more take a clue out of it.
I know now, it is a buy and you might a tissue or more air no. Also, a year or more, a media for a year. And I see the gum and it's like a GT or no, moon like this sound and not more. Airbus 50 time of the beginning is here, not a here, not a new one or more airball.
Okay. Kwame just be on standby. Share speaker able to me. I enter the chamber. Now you take a few shot of it. Now you to me at one comedy so. Juna Somaya Yabesaba will be picking you intermittently. Why? Now you tell me any report, you know. But say I find your marking a watching Benima, Mayanya way. You Bedi and Kobo. Coffee more, Margin. Not to say.
Nyamia Dumarakwa. Na afenyo obekọ de.
Ose.
Obekọ.
We don't know so obekọ de we don't know.
Kwame.
Yes.
Entokwa omokwu mentiase. Mentiase.
It's a live shot no now we live I mean coverage of the air course watch chamber name.
Kwame.
Yes, that report.
Entokwa omokwu mentiase.
Ade. But say you anticipate say CBC.
Oh, me medical meki, si medical meki me stance. Tiu. Tenya uno. MTN issue your mokofa de buy.
Yeah.
Where the young fan says Satam nem running yeduma. The Speaker of Parliament then etimi and fam running yeduma. What about the 97 G na ye ka waseme? Kwame, it is clear. President Oho Kwame. You see, what we should accept in say BBIC history ba.
Okay.
Demeko what I say. For the first time, Ghana nya hunch parliament. For the first time, ana Kwame ye ti radio so a enkofo parliament kontokwa na yesre wo.
Yeah.
For the first time, ye kon parliament.
Yes.
For the first time, was alleged a parliamentarian took a blade at the core parliament. Say the Ukrainian, we heard it. For the first time I hear to about parliament. Kwame, a member of parliament who should be an honorable person. And correction so a role model. It be confirmed ballot paper. It Ghana. I'm on Tokaba. They make what I say. For the first time, Kwame. For the first time I hear a speaker of parliament. Were you from the opposition?
Yeah.
So for the first time, Kwame, yakwana say a few months, and I say a few days to the election.
Yeah.
And now let me call it few weeks, because not a few days.
Few weeks, yeah.
Few weeks to the election. And normal Danine say opposition back
majority.
What's wrong with it, Kwame? Enko Fashema Ediana NPP Belusu. Kwame, listen to me.
Me too.
Let the legalists
deal with the legalists.
Deal the legal aspect. Let them battle. We are not lawyers. Let the parliamentarians come out with their jargons and their standing orders and the law. We are not lawyers. But you see, this should be a critical, a precedent, a critical lesson for all political parties, not only NPP and NDC.
But that's your Didi Agro.
As about Didi Agro, Kwame. Share.
As your concert.
Let me tell you something. Kentampo South.
Yeah.
Kessben.
Kentampo South was for this MPP we need. For the first time, Alexander Jan won Kentampo South. Senye mistaker and a greediness from an NDC person. No, in the person of your very say Kojo Nyame that yakwa. Why your former DC? Also a co primaries ye cheating it me co independent. And now o demanded that 3 billion na NDC focus papa na demanded says Sikana and Son was step down as an independent candidate na Kwame. Anka bi aka no kasa sisi aka NDC majority. Because a seat a metimi aka clear say NPP winning say seat ni da. Okohe election na, okohe results na. President Mahama won the executive and the NPP won the legislature. They make an watch I say. Yeah. So young fancy a trim say obi a mistake no be a capitalizing on it na creative problem. Buha aye koswi. There are a lot of MPs they should be in their constituency to work. Forget about this thing. Do Kwame. There's nothing you can do about it. Do Kwame. Because why you be that? Why you be that? Why you be that? And you DP. As simple like ABCD. Go to your constituency and work. No faith. We are this near. We are people near. Be a sober reflection. Yeah, fire footwo. No me say. A sebida ye try no ni ye ti radio so ani ye tiatiem na konfonti ase o pekasa o fi so no kwa nim nyansa. Yes, yes, moko semra abra na any NPP constitution tieni o any NPP constitution mu a nipa ba ko fo timi gigina mu ka se mesime ma obi an contest DCs na mu fi se de na beba na mu refi se mu twasa de ato e beba hia ba betomo kwabe na mu fi se de na beba manaf abante no contest wo aso ase
yeah
wo bi oye vice presidential candidate kwabe na emrama no ho kwan so contest na mo se yes DC for nko onopos was a party no mra no nkasa afei this decision is not coming from your friend said the national executives and you be any interest in one on person DC for any now for no call onopos men play party no me kwa me contest I reho some say a branch and a castle one step down you are going to do the free vice president office
as a staffer
a young tina ma NPP for me and Jat was it me say 2020 Kwame it was all the indicators that say Mustaka should have lost the election because they reduced the deficit of 12,000 to 5,000. Even that there was some officer they wanted to take it to court. Manaf no amuko yi the DD free vice presidential office no manaf no e decide say menye campaign for ma alidu na Crawford was picked and then a man 5,000 gab no Kwame na senka NDC core deficit no e ko wide call over 20 something thousand additional executives party executives ba 2020 e show me a to election no na ku MPP for say Kwame eno na esebo koso so omo na mo tena sena mo de suade
wo mo e ko influence party register ye dey to about polling station.
Yes.
Problem no.
Yes, Kwame. Say executives no.
And the independent.
Kwame dey na abia ba. Ye ti 92. Ye to aba. Me by efi 92 e to aba. What is say ye presidential bia ba ma. Ya BBC da. Do you need presidential automatically? We need the parliamentary. He wins the the person the party wins the legislature. Then for the first time, and I was showing Kratamwa, and your decisions be now cost us. Move on. The election is just around the corner. Go to your constituency and work and forget about this.
Kessben.
Edu Kwame edu.
Ejuma na edu.
Edu si a truck krata komo obio si a truck komo obio edu.
Emra ne so yemra.
Emra ne yemra Kwame. Gene spelt clear. An 8-year-old girl kwa with the otiasie. Edu eno de bi yedidi asante. Kofi asante eno ye de ye fa de say from na MP.
Yeah.
We yen hu hwie ye Kwame. Etie njimpum. Na fei mo fanya kadu bi say party chairman bia and as executive bia he played the role ama MPP for ahwachi omo parliament no we gina contest we gina election bia mo tuntia come here simple munye campaign na mo tuntia
enkrofo ne se ye penipa asumasi
chichira asibi pewe
mo se de bi ye pewe we ne pese ye de ne
onkoye research bia we say we na popular unkoye bibia no o ma wa no so a chinchina he fam na de ye tai Kwame fam na de tai so obi onu no ye member of parliament ni ye kwoto election ye kwoto aba onu no register member of parliament only access to register a member of parliament a key person in our parliament onu no any access to register wokwaka na wutumi nom na ye na papa ya tinisuo mo gunani mu ase opai ye fa ne say na mu refi say mo koye mo director of research no why wo call from na ho no hu say papa no wona titire nkofo so ne yento abam mo researchers no mo ho at that time regional ne constituency level no mo no say siama na ye popular ada na mo yesa edu Kwame we defend me be ye edu me say let the legalists talk about their laws.
And I know not paying be cash about
what is ye edu? Me say let the legalists talk about their laws.
And I know not paying be cash about
what is this?
Nana or say over politics more. Party batu me more. One more tell Susan na minya and I me a party ni ma papa na minya his uncle for na bibi pa.
Oh yes,
you see the question in baby a shock me. A young crofua are benefiting from such schemes. Okay? And they say scheme now, one more benefit here now, no scheme need do one more. And no dear one soon. But one more day before from the dear. Now one must say, papa.
Aye.
Maybe some who say, a bani say na baby and na opariansa. Edisu whom edu in Ghana's politics and the politics of the new patriotic party. Yet if you reduce your opariansa, but to the extent to say, Sanyaba will me and the choosing is all my campaign manager. And can ne ubo pari and say, dear, it is gone.
It is gone, Kwame.
Yet, Nipana, ye mafia or pari and say the man, no, okay? Or before Frokonye Sikawa by Krone Mudi Betu now, when your son Tiasi.
What Tiasi?
Obeko independent.
Why? Come here.
A scheme you benefited from.
Me say, executives now make all myself. Obianu who I saw contest ya position be any so moto abanman. Hwede si wo Asante Achimdof. Me ba na call line 1. Kwame Asante Achimdof. Obia master for register. Nipa na ye complain dia court. Ama court aka kire ayi party for ne say muntimi nto aba. Ye de embagwa de atoso Kwame. Ama director of election and Samuel Ukwa announce no joy say ho emaso then chama won to me ne nkofo timi organize election e wa Asante Achim abra ye fa dey say Kwame guidelines amode by say apart from easy say nye easy a abato na ya to no Kwame e illegal etinye kojo badman na pe new patriotic party the popularity at that time and o cast wo independent akaba this time more deficit.
All right, now my uncle back to the chamber. We'll be wrapping up shortly. Now, na we are told indications, which in my info feed, from Parliament in the chamber. Afenyo marking any team, Efrasia, one more ever. Derek, what's your name? Okay, if you are watching the microphone, no. Yes, so tell us, at the end of in the chamber, na yanko.
Yo, Mr. Speaker, say, ultimate Christiana, majority leader, honorable Afenyo Maakye, only MPP members, no more writing man, no more coin and uncle, person got to na baby or no. Name honorable has to force in answer, and answer nothing. Into a mobilizing and call for you know, Abba Bejina baby, a media for a while. ye hwese bi omo ba be address yen anase asembe no mo ne e woka so mo ki anase mo be gina tima hosa anase mo akotena be the majority for no one there sima ye be share the e koso e wa hanum say nti se me no kasa dia mano MPP no omo abawura eye chimba dem mo be omo betena ne de ye nya hu be bi ko omo betena omo nyina hanum say de nti ye hwese bia omo be address ensem chofo e wo chimba ha say anase omo kwa bontin omo tena say anase omo tena say it's not the air.
Yes, but at to force and acknowledging the presence of Afenyo Maakye and still was a one sorry na konya so.
Okojina nchen when fini kra oyire ni twinchen kra when fini say na Afenyo Maakye so if you want na nkofo edi omochi atisia me no ka say di omujina jina omu bobo yenim say bi omuni e ba betwetwe nkomo e wo tima hanum say anasa omuni e bepie anasa mo akotena minority honum na anasa mo ntena ho dia me nua be mana sisia na ye nyina ye jina ho aye hwe de omo be ye se minority se eye NDC for so mo be sere akotena eye minority seat ho anasa mo nkwa akotena ho a na de e koso e wo hanum sisia eno no.
But still ye who say speaker eba right. Hello, if you out to me car. Yes, I'm asking, sir. Your indication be as speaker ever around that very soon or enter the chamber.
Since I'm sure said by now the speaker ever in the lobby honor and see a chance on a baby. I cannot turn up 2 minutes to 10. A chance speaker, but my young and says a MP now for your money and Casanti, I could say majority for no more edema a year gun of Fonima. Say, or move a chance speaker, I'm an abans and I want to reach my home, and I say, or move it to National or Montanational, or move up the address, a year media news, Yankee or Montama or more Ekatrayan.
Very well. My emphasis feed no, my entire Afenyo Maakye in the team or a worker. Why? Now, okay.
Kessben.
And we are bringing you the live feed from Ghana's Parliament. Also with DSTV as well. This is Richard Tobuasi. This is the Parliament of Ghana. Now issues are AC Hono, and we are just giving you an update. The New Patriotic Party side will call for a press conference shortly. You bet the majority leader Afenyo Maakye and they atoforce that 90 seats so in the chamber. But we wait to see. Responses are one more the member surely. Now, we take it from there. We had himself Parliament started sitting by exactly 10 a.m. Just about 1 minute to the time. One more at the statue of Jumedie and one Rashid. Now, one more start here as a normal routine. No speaker, no ever enter the chamber, and then he will begin with an opening prayer. But as we speak, one more my from the NPP side, if you my update, Afenyo Maakye are ready so Bekasana.
Yes, sister, yes, right inside me. I could say maybe I was starting air address here. I haven't seen manya kakra. And so say you better my room, no. You appear now to almost say beside different questions altogether, not allowing us to answer. Entering has become difficult, kakra. Because so much media for most of my press conference no about the appear no much say inside the room to accreditation in as for here boy your home there say they bet me room na you say there
yes
Afenyo Maakye as that say o ka say say mama e say ni sema o work no
Kessben
all right, you better the live feed of the address. Okay, if you are my NTN, why?
Okay.
Kessben.
We are live inside the chamber of Ghana's Parliament. Now, you are just watching live the air course within the chamber. Quite a chaotic scene, Kakra Abba. But I believe Speaker No Etnasia will bring finality to all these matters. But my NTA, the majority leader, Afenyo Maakye.
Kessben.
If you want to make a draw closer to Afenyo Maakye and that the sound bite in the year, why?
Peter, I'm trying my possible best, but baby, I don't want baby I want no hardly for you to get in. But me try to submit needed Michael. I call happy I think Sema.
Yes, but what exactly is he saying? The consent no there.
Mr. Speaker, me back a minute.
Kessben.
Okay. In your short, Ora Afenyo Maakye speaking to the media, but we are trying our best to get you the sound, surely, and stand here wrap it up at DSC. Your team war on the ground in the chamber itself, and we'll share the live coverage of what is happening in Ghana's parliament. And to just stay with us intermittently, you have more update from the chamber of parliament. Now, I feel what you mean, dear Koso. If you what drew, baby, I would now Casano, at least just give us an update. And then now.
الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Iwabonondu apa sima enai pepe Kessben television na wani gusua ohe imamu nyina ache eba program yi eso midfield action eni din edaso free cyber company se donko ebebo ehuru ewo parliament papa enya sem ketu akra na debe koso bia amanebo be free ho ede abro be bia wo bia DSTV channel 364 Go TV channel 121 eho unsa ebeka Kessben TV sanso na Kessben 3.3 Kessben 92.9 Accra ni nyina unsa ebeka en yamamu nyina kwaba eba gudie mu nsem programming Tony Montana trust yenko ne ho quickly mre no ko na yenhwe de obabwano de Brian Europe Champions League ho Asia Champions League ho sanso na club issues bebre Tony abobo ni nyina no de Brian anopai sanso na ebefie na edifie nsmp enso account 055159993 055159993 mumfa messages no emfa WhatsApp messages no video dia na 0244263902 0244263902 eho na betimi di WhatsApp video enso afa ho na ode abrayen Montana de Tony
Godfather
I'm right
me da si peni akonya no wall yembo ni tell before